and it'll bring up their Apex classes. This is what we call students' dashboard in Apex. On their dashboard, it lists all of the classes that they're currently enrolled in. It'll list their grade to date if they've started taking that class. It'll show the progress of how far they are in that class, and it'll show any overdue activities that students are behind on. Another key feature of the dashboard is the calendar view. This is very beneficial to students and parents, and it helps with planning. If students click on the calendar view, they're going to see all of their assignments that are due on any particular day. Now, this is just a snapshot of a student's account. This by no means represents the number of assignments that they could be doing in a given week or month. Students could be doing more of assignments in a given week or month, depending upon the number of classes they're taking, or less assignments. It's all dependent on the number of assignments or number of classes that a student is taking. But you'll notice that it lists out each day what a student is supposed to do. And it's listing out their actual graded assignments. So anything that is graded is due on those days. There are additional activities that are not graded that help prepare students for taking those graded assessments that are not listed on these pages. So that is something to consider when a student is looking at their calendar view. To simply get back to the dashboard, they're going to click on Dashboard to return to the center. In order to start working on a class, a student is simply going to highlight the class that they want to work on. So let's start in Algebra 1. This is typically a freshman level class. And this student has not quite started many assignments in Algebra 1. So as I can see, they have completed 2 assignments out of 20. There are 8 units within this class. Each unit consists of 28 to 24 assignments or activities that a student has to do. And I have to go in order. So that is why I'm not able to click on any of these gray units, because I have to go in order. To get into where I left off, I'm going to simply click on this orange arrow that says Resume. You can see that I have already started with the unit overview, and I've done the 1.1 overview, and now I am on to my study. So I'm going to click on the study. It's 17 pages long. This is one of the assignments on the calendar that would not be graded. It is something that I have to do in order to get to this 1.1.3 graded quiz that would have been listed on my calendar. So I'm going to hit Resume in order to begin that study. Studies consist of reading, and in math, sometimes they consist of practice problems. There are also sometimes some fill in the blank to check your knowledge. With all studies, there are study guides that go along with them. There are studies for every single quiz that a student will take, and a study guide accompanies those study papers. If I click to open up this study guide, it's going to open up in a new window. Study guides are like guided notes for the readings that students do within their studies. So students, as they read through these 17 pages, they should be filling out these study guides that go along with them. They can choose to print them. They can also choose to highlight the whole thing and copy and paste them into a Google Doc, and then they can type them out. So as students read through the study, they need to make sure that they are clicking on all of the blue highlighted words. They need to be filling out their study guides. And in particular, in math, they need to make sure that they're doing over here these math practice sheets. So when this comes up, you will see that sometimes it has different practice tools and additional information, and sometimes it has actual things to print and handwrite and work problems. So as I go through and I read through this study, I'm going to be taking notes. I am going to be writing down key vocabulary words. I am going to be doing practice problems until I get to the very end of the study. And then it's going to ask me if I am ready to proceed to the quiz. Activities completed. Am I ready? And it's going to take me to the checkup first for practice problems, additional practice problems to do. Now your teachers will have access to all of these answer keys. So when you do your practice problems, I highly recommend that you take pictures of these and send them to your teachers so that you can double check your answers before you actually do go in and take your quiz. So once your practice problems have been completed, and again, I just click this, now you're going to go in and take your quiz. All quizzes are multiple choice questions. So you will work your problems and answer your questions. When students finish their quiz, they can go back to the dashboard or they can continue on in that class. So they can come back out and they can do different assignments as they choose. So that is a very basic tutorial of the Apex Learning Platform.